Welcome to El Paso, Texas. And I want to thank all of you who have contributed. When we did the webinar last week, in the name of God, thank you, all of you who have contributed to this effort. We already sent $1,000. We purchased soccer balls and books and playing cards to get to the children at the facility in Clint. Those were delivered last week. And today, I want you to see the shelters in Juárez, where some of the money is going now to help care for the people who are waiting in Juárez for their court dates. We may not be able to get into the facilities here on the United States side of the border, but we can certainly help support those asylum seekers who are under the Remain in Mexico policy, waiting in Juárez, Mexico for their court date in the United States.
In Mexican side, there is the line.
Yeah.
There. So
okay.
there is a line there. All of them is a line walking.
So the line coming back is going to take a while.
Mm-hmm. It may. But when I come in with my backpack here, that is something.
That's heavy, right?
Yeah. We will pay about 30 cents to come back to US.
Okay.
We have about 85 people. St. Christopher make donations of the freezer, the old stuff, and the stove, and the refrigerators, and many things. So they are prepared. At least they have this to start with, you know. But we need many other things. So, so working in budget for one-time expenses, monthly expenses, and weekly expenses. In that aspect of
So everybody, I want you to meet Padre Hector.
Hi.
You can speak in Espanol, that's okay.
Okay.
So tell us that story again. So the Presbyterian pastor was sheltering the Cubans, right?
Padre Hector, and Padre Hector has a place by other people. So now when we merge, we start working with the Presbyterian pastor who already have the people, and then after they start, we have more people coming through the same system, which we were not totally aware how the COESPO is splitting or sending the people to the shelters. So what is the main need now? And they say, well, we need meat. We need another food now because the ones we have is not good enough. So you will see once we are there, they have a kind of storage, open storage when they put the food. But
Massive unity.
yeah, massive unity, and having the Anglicans on this side and having the Episcopalians on the other side.
This is the shelter where Padre Hector has been sheltering 80 to 85 asylum seekers for the past couple of weeks. We were just inside, and I have a little bit of video, but not a lot. There are 4 couples, 3 families, and the rest are men who have been waiting for their appointments with the U.S. government. They're trying to find work, and apparently 8 of the men are working now so far as they wait. They are served meals and are being sheltered here for the next few months. The dates for the appointments for them to meet with the U.S. government are now in March and April of 2020.
Hay un problema muy grave en cuestión de cuando llueve. Se trata de una enfermedad.
Yeah, this is the raining season.
Yes.
Also monsoon. All this is leaking.
Is this the roof that's leaking?
Yeah, and the other ones too.
Okay, all right.
See, all these things to redo it.
Yeah, they need to rebuild. Yeah, you have this thing.
Portion of this has been repaired, but some others not.
Todos eran
He has
imbéciles,
5
¿no?
children, all of them speak English except.
But except for him. Yeah.
Sí.
Okay, so this is ladies.
Ladies,
You
okay.
know, this is a schedule of how to do. I mean, what time you
Okay,
are supposed to.
dormitory opens 7 and closes. Seven to 11.
También teníamos pendiente de ver lo de la bomba, ¿verdad? Que una está ahorita.
So this is the facility. The roof you see behind me needs to be replaced. As we walked on it, it's spongy, and the monsoon season is coming soon. So that is one of the priorities. Jesus said to love our neighbor, and I want you to see just how close this is. That mountain right there is in the United States. That is where the city of El Paso is. Some of our churches in the Diocese of Rio Grande are right nestled up against that mountain right there, and Fort Bliss is just on the other side of that mountain right there. So the Wells Fargo building you can see right here, that's downtown El Paso right there. The ballpark where the El Paso Chihuahuas play and where I threw out the first pitch a couple of months ago is right there in front of that Wells Fargo building. So love your neighbor in this instance is very close. This is one urban area, 2/3 of which is Juárez, 1/3 of which is El Paso. The river and the border run in between, but we are very close neighbors. So there's the laundry facilities. Only one, they put it under the tree to try to keep it cooler while they do it.
Sí, aquí están. Aquí los tenemos.
But they are not working at their max
So they need maintenance.
maintenance.
The roof of this is the outside of the church, and there's a flat roof right here that needs to be replaced. The damage we showed you from inside the church is that roof right there. So, muchas gracias, amigo. Vaya con Dios. So that we can get a sense of both how much it will cost to get the new shelter up and running,
Yes,
but
yeah.
then also month to month, day to day,
Yes.
feeding 150 people.
Yeah,
And how that will go. So
Yeah,
fortunately, your wife Rosario is a chef,
Yeah.
and she thinks like a restaurateur. So she's already working on menus in terms of how we do that at a low cost.
Yes,
And
yeah.
so far, I think you were telling me we could feed 150 people for a day for $50,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
sounds like a great deal. But
Yeah.
then when you start thinking about that's every day for months at a time until the people don't need to be in the shelter anymore. And so this is a substantial effort that we're
Yes.
starting to figure out, first of all, what do we need to do to get the infrastructure in place to get the thing running, but then also what's our daily, monthly, weekly budget in
Exactly.
order to keep it going.
At the beginning sounds very good. Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, but a week after, you are cooking and preparing everything for these people. You said, "Wow, now what?" You know. So if we calculate just for the lunch to have a $50 expense, you know, so multiply by 52 weeks, you know, well, for 7 days for 52 weeks. That's what I concern us. How we will do this. But we know that God will supply through the channels of grace we have around. The diocese, the people, the individuals who wants to do this by I mean, it will be great to have people who say, you know what, I can do this $100 per month.
Yeah.
You know, remember that we will generate reports for tax purposes for the donors. Every time we receive that, we will send it out, and at the end of the year, we will submit. Also, will generate that report from the donations we have to the diocese, to whoever is getting involved in future. Everything will be clear, and the money.